comment from which
Uruguay.
He was approached by Facebook about his startup. And,
I brought in Uruguay.
And he was approached by Facebook. Now Facebook doesn't reach out to you unless they have obviously a reason.
Oh, you went to see them?
Yes.
So that's
lunch.
Yeah. So that's the story. But lots of good things happen.
So this is the rest of the story then.
And I'm here again.
Yes.
And I'm here again. So it went nice.
Nice.
I will not pitch. I will. Was any one of you here when I was 2 months ago?
I was.
You were.
I videotaped
Anybody else?
you.
Anybody knows me?
We want to know the rest of
the
the
Bitcoin
story.
world. Anybody has heard my name? No? That fucking hurts. Okay, I know one thing about you. All of you have something like this, right?
Yeah.
Show me your phones.
There you go.
Now don't go like this. Go like phone. Like really. Give me your phones. I know it's late. Up phones. Okay, I see only smartphones. Smart people with smartphones. So, by the way, it's funny that we still call this smartphone. Like if the thing that we do most is this, well, what we really do is this all day. So this is a smartphone, and apparently this is the future of payment. Everybody is building a mobile wallet. There is PayPal, of course, the grandmother of payments. There is Google Wallet. There is Apple Pay. There is Samsung something.
Coin something.
Yeah, nobody knows. There is currency, or there isn't. There are bazillions of startups, like mine, who are doing a mobile wallet. Question, who has paid today something on a point of sale with his phone?
A lot of people.
You?
Not today, but
You paid with your phone?
Today?
Yes? Nobody? Who has swiped a card today?
Me.
Have you paid with cash?
No.
You're not a consumer. Get the fuck out.
You're
You're no part of the market.
Debit.
My point is everybody and his grandmother is building a mobile wallet, and nobody knows how to make you guys actually use it. Huh? Yes?
No, sorry, I just realized that I did make a payment through my phone.
Tell me about it.
Well, I do use this service that picks up your car and takes it to a parking lot, and then it's a on-demand valet, and then returns it.
That doesn't count. It's like Uber. I paid Uber with my phone. Yes.
Yes.
It doesn't count. I'm talking about walking into a place. Who
Okay,
uses the Starbucks app? Thank you for the inspiration last time. Who uses the Starbucks app here? You? Who else? Nobody? It's the most successful mobile payment wallet.
We're all for it.
It's 16% of all sales
wow.
at Starbucks are done with the phone. Like Apple Pay is not even close. They're not even like 0.5%. So nobody knows how to use this. And I want to tell you a story. This is why I said, that give me 10 minutes. Probably going to be 12. We did something in the last 5 weeks. We generated 11 million recommendations in a 3 million population country.
Wow.
Everybody's now everybody's.
Yeah.
And I didn't spend a single dollar on marketing. Nothing. Now those who know me, that's like 2. Now that I've spent a lot of time in sales, and marketing, and the tech, simply speaking, I'm a sales guy. I love doing sales. I know how to do prospecting, how to do lead generation, how to organize a sales pipe, how to train a sales team. That's where I'm at home. I've done nothing of this. Zero. Totally zero. All I did in the last 5-6 weeks were a couple of conversations over a cup of coffee, and I brought my phone because I don't even have sales material. And I talked to those partners, and I generated 11 million recommendations. How did we do this? There was somebody you're from Latin America, right?
Yes.
Okay, you know what an asado is?
Yes.
Explain us.
It's like a barbecue when you get together with friends and eat delicious beef, but you don't just eat it, you just cook it. It takes a long time, put a nice bottle of wine, and it's an experience.
Very good. There are 2 things that you need to know about Latin America in general. There is football, soccer, and there is asado. That's the 2 things that we do, and the rest of the time we spend at the beach or something.
In the churrasco in Brazil.
Huh?
In the churrasco.
A churrasco, asado, parrillada.
Okay. So we were doing the one thing, we were doing an asado, a barbecue, and as you beautifully described, somebody brought the meat, somebody brought the salad, somebody brought the drinks, somebody brought the leña, the firewood, and then we would, barbecue this whole thing. At 10, the guys went to the gas station, got some more beer. At 2 a.m., the following thing happened. Somebody said, okay guys, who spent how much?
Oh.
And then they took out paper and pen and started writing. And I was sitting there and said, hey guys, this is just insane. We have a fintech startup, and we're doing this with pen and paper. It's just ridiculous. And we started talking about this, and somebody said, yeah, we should do the asado manager, the barbecue manager. And because we had organized the whole thing over WhatsApp group chat, somebody said, look, at WhatsApp you have different type of messages. You can send a text message, you can send image, video, location, a contact. Why can't I send an expense? I spent $12 on beer. I said, that's cool, let's build this. And we sort of built this for ourselves, for the next asado. And we integrated this in our mobile payment system. About a week later, my tech team made a weekend trip, a road trip to the countryside, and came back, walked into my office and said, guess what we did? I said, we went on a road trip? Yes, but we used the barbecue manager for the whole trip. So how? I said, well, we had to rent a car, we had to pay for gas, we had to buy tons of junk food, I guess. So the whole weekend, we chatted, organized everything, and shared the expenses over this group. And I started realizing that this thing that we did for barbecue, just, out of shit and giggles, is a very useful tool for all kinds of things. And we would see in our beta tester group, the small startup, 3 guys in a co-working space, and you're probably all working in some sort of co-working space. So one pays the rent, the next pays the server, the other gets some office supply. You have this constant thing to do, and there's communication, there's coordination, and there's expense sharing. About a week later, and now I'm talking about the other Latin American thing, football, I was presenting to one of the big football clubs of Uruguay, Nacional, for those of you who care. And I'm not, as you asked, I'm not really Uruguayan. I speak Spanish with a horrible accent, and I always try to look as much Latino, Uruguayo as I can. So I tried to make friends with them and say, look, we have an asado manager. You guys like this? And I showed them the barbecue manager, and they said, oh, that's interesting. Can you put 70,000 people in a group? I said, wow, that's a serious barbecue. Yes, I know the backbone that we have in the back office. It's scalable. We could probably put in 10 million, but why would you want to do this? And they go, well, we have a huge problem. We have 70,000 members. They're all supposed to pay membership fees, but we have no way of reaching them. We have, literally, what we have is our people in the neighborhood. Listen to this. People in the neighborhood, so-called cobradores. They go around their neighborhood and knock on the door and say, hey, how are you doing? Have you seen the game? Is it? You have the 50 pesos? It's like the mob 100 years ago. This is how they collect their membership fees. And they went like, when we would have this group, what we would do, we would send all type of contents. The video that was filmed yesterday on the team bus after the game, where the goalie showed his abs. This is what we're going to send, so we're going to attract the people, exclusive content, and then once a month we're going to send them a reminder, said, now pay your membership fee, support your club, pay now 50 pesos, click here. I said, that's an interesting idea, yes, we could do this. We went out of this office, he was there with me, and I turned around and said, guys, we're going to the other football club, because if they don't have it, the others don't have it either. We went to the other club and the same thing happened. So suddenly we were there and we fucking owned the country, because there are only just 2 big football clubs, and everybody will hear, will be told, install the app. I said, this is cool. About 2 weeks later, I was presenting to Burger King of Uruguay. So I tell them about the football clubs, and I try to make this cheesy joke that their burgers are grilled, and this is the barbecue manager. They're totally not had out. But the brand manager looked at me, and she goes like, hold on, this is on a phone. I said, yes, it's a phone. So you know where the people are? I said, yes, GPS and iBeacon, we know where they are. So when somebody walks into McDonald's, and I thought I'm hearing wrong, when somebody walks into McDonald's at a certain time of day, we could send them a push notification that if he goes to the other side of the street within the next 5 minutes, he gets a double Whopper for half the price. I said, you're some sneaky guys. I think we can do this. Because by this time, we had this chat group, and this chat group would have a chatbot. Who here is using Slack? Okay. Slack has all those chat groups, and you can, very simple, configure a chatbot that will answer certain things. Just, you type something and it responds. So we were developing this chatbot with its own scripting language where you could actually script simple things. And it was just a small modification to add the location parameter, and it could really go, okay, it's Wednesday between 3 and 5. In this time when somebody is at this spot, he gets a notification. We can even go further now, like if he's looking at the screen because he's standing in line, then notification. If he's in the pocket, then not. Stuff like this. So we said, yes, we can do this. And Burger King said, we're in. We're all in. And at this moment we realized there is something interesting. Who here used Groupon a while ago, 5 years ago? One Groupon user, 2, 3?
I use Groupon.
Yeah. Be honest. I know today it's embarrassing, but like 5 years ago, it was the freaking coolest thing ever. Right? I mean, we were all waiting for this email that would give us $40 of sushi for only $20. That was. Why? Because we want the special. And let me tell you a short story, then I'll let you all go home and enjoy yourself. We are located in Montevideo in a business center with a couple of towers. It's called the World Trade Center. There's a plaza and there's a couple of restaurants in the plaza. And there's a place called Bamboo. It's a sushi place that I personally like very much. And I was showing this product to the owner. And you will all relate to this. And I'm showing him this, and I swear to God, this is true. He says to me, "You're God sent." I said, well, that's strong for 11 a.m. I get this in the afternoon occasionally, but so early in the day, why? And he goes, look, I have a website. I have a Facebook page. I have a Twitter. I have an Instagram. I have a Pinterest. I have a freaking social media agency. And I pay a lot of money for them. In my vicinity of maybe 800 meters, there are 5, 6, 7,000 of my customers. And I know them all because at some point they came to my restaurant. There are 400, 500 people having lunch here. I cannot tell them what my special of the day is. Nobody wants emails, just like Groupon. Nobody wants this email anymore. And I have no way of telling them. They're not coming to my Facebook page to look. And I realized this guy is the good guy. He's doing what I've been telling people like him for decades. Get a decent website, make it responsive, engage your audience on social media, call in the pros, spend some money on it. He's doing all these things right. And we as an industry, we cannot provide him with the most simple thing. What merchants have been doing for thousands of years by just yelling, telling his audience what is his special today. It's so simple. And my tool does exactly this. This guy goes, I want to do a video of my sushi in the morning explaining what fish I have and what sushi, and then I'm going to send to all people in the vicinity of 800 meters the video and say, this is my sushi of the day. And I will tell everyone who has lunch here, download Monero and follow my group. Here's what I saw in these 5 weeks where we generated the 11 million. Just to give you an idea, we have two national, the biggest football clubs, 2 national TV stations, the biggest chain of gas stations, which is, by the way, government owned, and you know how difficult it is to onboard a government institution. The Groupon of Uruguay called WOW, 11 million times. If you take all the customers of them, all their advertisement power, 11 million times, somebody will tell somebody, hey, take your phone, install Monero. I want you to take out your phones and look on the desktop. You can do it mentally, you don't have to do it physically. On the desktop of your phone, how many of the apps that you have are installed there because at some point somebody said, install this. This is a very precious real estate here. To get on the user's phone is freaking. I asked the Burger King lady. I said, "Don't you have your own app?" And she looked at me with this sad face. I will never forget this. And said, "Who's going to install a Burger King app?" I said, I felt sorry for her. She's freaking international brand. They're the owners of the world, and they don't get on this phone. How can the sushi place get on your phone? He can't. But this is exactly what we're giving them. There is no equivalent for Google AdWords. Somebody remembers how complicated it was to post a banner 20 years ago? You remember, right? You needed a designer, an animator, somebody who knows where to place it. It wasn't just clusterfuck. Then came Google AdWords. Suddenly everybody could make advertisement. Everybody can go to Facebook and advertise his new group that he just created. There is no way to reach your audience on the phone. And we have crazy people doing crazy things. Here's what we see. We explain the product, people get it. The moment they get it, they develop their own ideas. And if there's something smart that I'm going to say today, this is it. So if you're listening, that's the right moment. If you give people the three most basic things: a way to make more money, a way to be more efficient, or access to new things and services and products that they didn't have before, then they love you. And this is just an example of this. And this is maybe the growth hack. We are showing them this. They develop their own ideas. Oh, I'm going to do this, and this is going to make me more money. I'm going to do this, and this is going to make me more efficient. They develop their own ideas. Once they have their own idea how they can use your tool, or in this case my tool, our tool, they turn around and they become your sales force. Burger King is my sales force now. They are going around and say, "Hey, install Steven's app." I have the government of Uruguay and their gas stations telling every car driver who pumps gas, "Hey, install this app." Why? Because they have their idea how it makes them more successful. Yes?
What is your app called?
Monero. Monero. M-O-N-E-E-R-O. Monero.
How do they pronounce it?
You can pronounce it how you like.
No, but how do people?
Monero.
Monero.
Monero. Just like you.
And
By the way, we are launching in Colombia.
and what is your plan for expanding? Are you in Uruguay only right now? And what?
We are launching right now. Well, it's a payment system. So payment system is not like Twitter. You code it overnight and then you launch it, because if you do a Visa card and a Monero app, it's an additional service from the bank. That makes us faster, because we don't have to go through a licensing process. Facebook just went through a licensing process. They released the payment over the messenger. Took them almost 3 years and $50 million to be registered and licensed in all 50 states of the US. We are not going to do this. If they would have partnered with Bank of America, they could have done it. Facebook, I have my relationship with Facebook. They're smart people. They're really, really smart people. And there are a lot of smart people. They're on our heels. The good thing is, they know it, but they're too slow. Why? They're too eager in the way. We are faster, but we're only faster as long as we keep pace, and you can buy speed with money. Where's the money? In the valley.
So you're raising money right now?
We are raising money. We're always raising. If you start up, raising money is like shaving. If you don't do it every day, you look like a bum. You have to do it.
Have you raised money here before?
I take this because I'm pretty fucking proud of this. I've raised over the phone out of Uruguay. Who knows here where Uruguay is? Who can tell me 2 neighboring countries of Uruguay? Shut the fuck up. You,
Okay, let me try.
Okay, try.
Chile?
No. Matt. It's Brazil and Argentina. Okay, so most people don't even know where it is. It's totally fine. I didn't know either, like 15 years ago before I moved there first time. Out of Uruguay, a country that nobody knows where it is, I raised $680,000 over the phone from US and European investors over the last year and a half.
Nice.
Yeah. So now we have this thing, it's just exploding, and we are moving sales and business development to the valley, to network. We've been here 3 days, we're talking to all those big guys. Yesterday we've been at Plug and Play, we had meetings with the Draper family and so forth and so forth. It's going really, really good. Very, very happy, very, very excited to meet all those people. And to, somebody said more than money. Gee, smart lady, by the way. More than money, contacts, possibilities, growth hacks, inspiration.
It's hard to find a good asado here.
Yes.
I promise we'll make some. We'll make some. We'll fly in some Uruguayans just for this.
If you want to rent a place, let me know.
I was thinking about this. You bet, you've got this.
So anyway, since you're raising so much money, do you think you have the right venture capitalists in this room?
In this room?
Yeah.
I don't know, is there other investors here? Because I said way too much. I think we're talking to exceptionally smart people who see the potential.
Okay.
And who have the possibilities, and I think that
it's practice for you.
It's going well.
Okay.
And after you move here, you still going to be doing business in South America?
Well, we're going to keep production and development in Uruguay.
But
And
not just production, I mean business customers.
yes, of course.
I just asked because I have people I should introduce you to.
Yes, please. Please, yes.
Even in
Match.
Uruguay? Yes, alright.
We grab a beer now.
Just a question.
Yes, please.
Selfish one. So with an app like ours, the one that I was introduced before, if we hook up with your app where someone would walk past the store and they'd say, your wife wants this dress, it's on sale at the moment, she switched it. You should pick it up because...
When you were presenting and you were showing this type of chat, who can contribute how to this gift, I leaned over to him and said, and then you create a Monero group to finance this, to chip in. Because this is what happens. We have in Uruguay a punk band with a beautiful name, Whiskey Leaks. I love that name. It's like WikiLeaks with whiskey. 3 really cool dudes that play horrible punk, but they have their audience, and they want to use this to organize gigs. Because to organize gigs you need some money to rent the equipment, blah blah blah. So they go, hey, we're going to play at the East Park tomorrow night. It's 50 pesos for everybody. The gig is on if we have 100. And suddenly everybody has in his pocket a Kickstarter. Said, oh, I have an idea, I would like to do this. Friends, invite your friends and chip in.
How does it differ from crowd tilt?
Say again?
From crowd tilt, there are short tilts now. There's an app called Tilt where people can chip in. It's meant to be sort of Kickstarter, but for very small amounts. And how is that?
When we started out, we knew very little about lean startup, about MVP. I learned a shit ton of stuff over the last 2 years. And I'm excited and I just want to learn more. We actually, when we started, I said we raised 680,000 and we spent it on actually building something. We built a pretty huge machine. You know that our burn rate is pretty slow. So we built a pretty huge banking system and then started growth hacking it. So there was a pivot then to this mobile focus. I think one weakness of startups today, one dark side of the lean startup theory, is that I see a lot of startups that are laser focused on this little problem, and then they build this super specialized solution only for this problem, and it's not for any other use. We built something that is universal. What is the problem for which Twitter is the solution? None. You can do so many things with Twitter because it's a universal tool. And we should sometimes maybe go a step back and say, yes, this is the pain and very laser focused and this is my solution to this, but maybe you should go back and say, hold on, maybe the solution can be just be a bit simpler and bigger and serve for more things. So yes, there are coupon apps, there are Kickstarter apps, there are but there is not one general tool that you can use just like you can do so many things with a hammer. And we're trying to be this universal tool connected to a payment system. Everybody.
Awesome.
Okay, very good.
The best part, guys, is like the growth hacking. It's a term thrown around a lot in Silicon Valley, and but if you could really understand how to scale.
The best part of the story is actually he, because last time I was here, he let me present.
Yeah.
And I got so much feedback that when I came back to Uruguay, we looked at what we had, and then we suddenly understood through the inspiration that I actually got a lot from the meeting of foreign startups.
Awesome.
So, woo, you're the man.
So, guys, there's something to be learned from Steven, from what I understand. Really, growth hacking is like getting those 11 million
recommendations.
That's awesome.
That's good.
So guys, people something that they can use for other shit, and then give them free shit on top of this.
That's good.
Right.
Congratulations.
So, thanks, Steven.
Thanks for giving me the time. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for hanging around, and wish you all the best in your startups. Thank you. Yeah, I want to make a quick intro. Natalia also runs some events here in San Francisco, and she has her own meetup too. She's a regular in our meetup, and she's a really engaged audience. Whenever
What's
you're
your
here,
meetup?
you're always engaged with the speakers, and I love that part. So I really want you guys to hear, and if you guys can make it, she's having an event tomorrow. So.
Great, thank you. My name is Natalia. I'm from Bolivia. You already know. I love barbecues. But anyhow, I run this group. We're all 740 people that are used in business and tech for good. We all have exciting businesses that are making a difference, but also making a profit. And we have a very exciting event tomorrow. We have a bunch of companies apply, all mission-driven for profit. And we pick 5. And then the 5 are going to share their story and mission tomorrow in a little showcase. We're at the beautiful, beautiful Wix Lounge in the Mission Bay. And if you go to Eventbrite and search SF Mission-Driven Startup Showcase, you'll get the event. And because you stayed, if you put the code Social Good, you'll get free tickets, and we'll have free wine and beers and food, etc. So
Awesome.
come join us.
Awesome. And I'll make sure that
Lesson learned, free shit.
I'll make